All right, and live we are. Welcome back. I'm still here, and now I'm joined by my players. Which, you know what? I'm just going to introduce you all real quick and then get everyone up to speed on what is happening. So, let us start with on the screen. We'll go in a clockwise order. So, once again, we'll start with Emilio playing Jackson, the gnome gadgeteer. You can say hello.
Are we? Oh, I thought you were doing intros. Sorry. Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Emilio playing Jackson, and apparently not reading cues well.
It's fine. I am, as ever, an enigma wrapped in a riddle or something like that. Down below, we have Jen playing Ryan. You know what? I'll just let you do your intros.
I'm Jen. I'm excited to be playing my Swastronaut again, and I'm especially excited about our Foxadillo pet, Diller, D-I-L-L-Y, Diller. So, super excited to be back.
It's a unique pronunciation, but, well, speaking of unique pronunciations, Evan playing Sebastian.
Hi, that's right. I am C. Bastion. I'll be playing the party's vet companion, who is a ship's doctor and also a hairstylist and bartender.
Of course, from there we go right to someone who doesn't need hairstylists. Ampersand, played by Celeste.
Hi, I'm Celeste. I am, in fact, playing Ampersand, the amoeboid rogue, jumper rogue specifically. Super excited to see what else I can get up to with my tentacles.
Will not take that out of context. And then, currently overwhelmed by an assault of feline.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
That's
it's only
me.
appropriate that you have a tuxedo cat there.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Indeed. Sup? I'm Bailey Wolf. I am playing Gina, a tabaxi gunslinger, who happens to be a black and white tuxedo cat, so guess who showed up today? And I'm looking forward to totally not revealing the pair of pistols concealed in my fur.
Are those real pockets on the fur, or are they just drawn on? That's the question, isn't it? Before we do jump into the game, I am going to quickly mention our sponsors at the moment because, well, we do have our sponsors and they are all lovely sponsors. So first of all, very obviously for this game, we are sponsored by Mage Hand Press, who published Dark Matter, who are currently running a Kickstarter for the Dark Matter Starter Kit. The adventure that's included in that, Conspiracy in the Stars, is what we are playing through. We are about neck deep in the conspiracy at the moment. Let's see how much deeper we can get. Go check out the Kickstarter. Go support them. We've already gotten to the point where they are going to write an entirely new adventure based solely around space mecha. And it's going to be written by, well, it's no secret, one of the people writing it, I think the person writing it is going to be Gabe James Games, who is just awesome. I am so excited, and if they get up to 200k, they will have virtual tabletop support, so it'll be integrated into Roll20 and other things. It's going to be awesome. Other sponsors include Helmgast. So after this game, we've got a game of Cult Divinity Lost coming up in the stream, and Helmgast publishes that. Cult is such a fantastic horror game. You should check it out, if only for the art. I really, really cannot recommend it enough. It's awesome. I want to play it again. The last time it happened, my character, well, basically things went really, really wrong in every possible way. It was awesome. Then there's also Modifius, who, if you're tuning in tomorrow, we've got our Star Trek Adventures. Modifius publishes Star Trek Adventures. They publish Tales from the Loop. They publish the Dishonored game. I'm pretty sure they publish the Alien game as well. Which one of gold? Any. Modifius are awesome. support them. And then, of course, shout out also to World Anvil, which is a great website. World Anvil is a place where you can organize all your notes, organize your worlds, link everything together, get basically your whole homebrew stuff all in one neat little place. We have World Anvils for a lot of our shows as well. Go check them out. It's a wonderful tool, especially if you're GMing and trying to put together your own world. And that... Oh, wait, one last thing. We've got EncounterCon coming up. This is basically a weekend of just community games and such, just for the community here at Encounter Roleplay. So join our Discord. You've got today to sign up for that. Now, before we dig into this, let's just get everyone caught up, because I also know some people are going to be watching this on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. We love you too. Even if you're not watching live, we love the attention. The party here, they have been summoned to Port Nomad to help protect Professor Oren Talfo Gogglefogger, or as someone else recently called him, Gulefluger. But things went a little bit wonky. Things may have exploded like the side of a bar. The professor is currently in an undisclosed location for safekeeping. The party are suspects, but not quite. The person who's named them as suspects has really a suspicious kind of history, and the party have now been also told to maybe collect a debt, and basically everyone's suspicious. And last we left off, you all were in a clinic, the clinic on Port Nomad, where the supposed assassin attacker from the Starsville bar is lying comatose. And last we left off, those of you who are in the room observing notice that her finger, because this is High Oracle Thessalia, a tall elven matriarch with shock pink mohawk hair, is lying there. But despite all higher functions basically being gone for the moment, her finger is tapping out a particular rhythm every few minutes. And it repeats, and it repeats, and it repeats. And we'll pick up there again. So, if you are in the room with our supposed attacker, what are you doing?
Well,
What is she doing?
seems to be tapping out some sort of code.
Does she have, like, treats or something? Because, like, she seems to be indicating to me that she's got treats. Like, metaphorical and not. Like, treats. That's definitely, like, hey, I got treats.
Hmm.
Can I
I'm
tell
not
what
convinced
this
that is
pattern
the...
is?
If you want to figure out what this pattern is, let's see. Make an intelligence check. Let's say no. Make it a medicine. Make it a medicine check. Let's see if you can figure this out.
Don't like that. 14.
14. Okay. You don't know what's really at the root cause of this. You can't figure out exactly what's wrong with her. She's clearly non-responsive. Still, all of the autonomous functions, breathing, heartbeat, etc., it's all there. Everything required to stay alive is there. And it's weird that the finger keeps tapping like that, because that wouldn't normally be an autonomous function. Is
Are there-
really all you know.
Are there doctor's notes about? I'll look for the notes for the patient.
Yes, there is. Well, actually, make me an investigation check.
12.
12. Okay. Actually, hang on one thing. You are rolling with advantage because well, circumstances are what they are. So you are rolling with advantage on that one.
14.
Okay. You do, in fact, find a little note in one of the in the files that have been hastily put together, because this really was just kind of a rush job of get this person over here, stabilize them, and then keep watch. One of the notes within this file says that the patient has been observed to tap their right index finger 14 times, then pauses, taps 20 times, then pauses, and then finally taps 15 times. And this pattern repeats every 10 minutes on the dot.
14, 20, 15.
Ampersand. That's
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I have read. Yes. What is that? Is it a code? A location?
My first instinct is to say that it is possibly coordinates. But to where, for what reason, I'm not sure.
Make me a piloting check.
Ooh, cool.
You saying she doesn't play the lottery? What is that not a thing on this station?
Sorry, what attribute does that scale off of?
Piloting scales off in intelligence.
Intelligence, so that's a 15.
15, yeah. This is not the string of numbers, so 14, 20, 15 doesn't match any kind of coordinate pattern. It's way too short to actually be anything of the sort.
No, not coordinates. Perhaps the numbers correspond to letters of an alphabet, but which one? The Elvish alphabet? The common alphabet?
It's not a machine code that I would understand. I would like to examine the patient while we're pondering the numbers. I would just like to make a quick examination of the patient. And I'll go around the High Oracle, and I'll start with her fabulous hair, look at it, underwear. She got it done.
What?
Are you actually examining the patient or the hair?
The hair is part of the patient, but that's where I'm starting. It's the top, and I'll sort of like make my way around.
Okay, please
Very
roll me a
systematic.
medicine check as well.
Medicine, yes. Oh, that's good. That is 23.
Yeah. 23. So you look again, and you look over this. You've had a bit of experience as well with medical maladies and such. What you end up determining is that because there isn't a mark on this person, there isn't any indication of any sort of physical damage, any actual physical condition, something else is affecting her. Specifically, whatever this is, whatever is affecting her, it is magical in origin, not an actual physical harm.
Okay. There is something magical keeping her in this state, ampersand. Do you think the tapping is a magical connection? Keeping her
It's possible.
in a coma?
I would say the tapping
full.
is too consistent and too deliberate to be just a coincidence or just a muscle spasm.
Agreed.
If the letters, if the numbers correspond to the letters of the common alphabet, it would be NOT, which is not, but I'm not certain if that's actually what the pattern intends to mean. Do you have the magical capabilities to cure her of whatever's ailing her, or do we need to seek help elsewhere?
I could certainly try to revive her from this state. Should we? I'd like to perform a test on her first. What if we were to hold her fingers in place to prevent the tapping?
It is worth a
Oh,
shot,
so you went
perhaps?
from looking at her hair to holding her hand? Is that how we're escalating this situation?
I believe so.
Okay. Okay.
I've been told
the
I have a
doctor actually.
great bedside manner.
Yeah, apparently. Was that a patient?
I don't understand the reference of the fingers. What is that?
Oh, yeah, see, this is something we do where I'm from, where you put quotation marks in the air to signify that perhaps the thing being said is perhaps not a thing to be interpreted literally.
That is good, Gina. I would like to hold the hand of my patient.
Okay.
Okay. You reach out to put your hand on Hierarchal Thessalius, try and stem the tapping. It does not stop. It continues. Restrained, of course, but it just fighting against your hold, still trying to tap this out. As this is happening, because of course this is the perfect moment, the door opens and another amoeboid enters. It has been mentioned to you, of course, that the doctor here on the station is an amoeboid called Neutron. Looks at you slightly horrified, insofar as you can tell from a somewhat inscrutable form. Points at you with one of the appendages and immediately just goes, "No! No touching of the patient."
Doctor, we are merely testing a theory.
Well, you can test your theories without touching my patient. Please. Please. Please.
So, like, do you not perform neurological exams in the traditional way, or do you have some, like, special way of doing it here on this station?
I am a doctor. I am the doctor. I will perform them.
Congratulations. Oh.
You are not the doctor. You are not the doctor. And you are also not the doctor. I am the doctor. I will be performing the tests, not you. I gather that you are here for investigation, for finding out what may have led to this situation. I see you've already discovered the tapping rhythm. It's very interesting. I've tried transposing it for various things. I've tried finding coordinates. I've tried various other things. Have you any ideas what it might mean?
Quite possibly. Let me introduce myself. I am the doctor known as Sebastian. I presume you are Dr. Neutron.
Yes, I am Dr. Neutron. And you are
Ah,
the doctor. That's odd. I wasn't informed there would be a new doctor here. Have I been replaced? Is this a conspiracy again? Have I been replaced?
It's
calm down. There can
interesting
be
that
more
you
than
would,
one the Doctor.
Hmm.
It's
that you would
fine.
jump to conspiracy. Is conspiracy something that happens here regularly? Do you feel that your position is perhaps tenable at best? Is there a reason for that?
I'm naturally a suspicious person. Besides, if you were engaged in the kind of work I am, you too would see the strings being tugged behind everywhere.
Why don't you tell us a little more about that?
Oh, I'd love to, but well, the holoplay scripts can wait. When it comes to doctors, ah, well, like I said, all I know is this is a magical malady, and if I know anything, and I've read enough scripts to know, and written enough scripts too, to know that I know a lot of things, there's more to it than just a magical malady. Something bigger is at work here.
Interesting. Have you tried any magical healing? If it is a magical malady.
Not yet as such. We haven't wanted to really interfere because we were trying. Well, I was trying to figure out what this tapping could mean. I was actually in my study just now checking up on some of my works that involved a bit of cryptography and code breaking. I don't suppose any of you are familiar with it? Familiar with cryptography? Familiar with codes? Spies?
I am familiar with a lot of things, Doctor. The thing I am most familiar with is the Hippocratic Oath, the oath all doctors take to care for their patients.
Yes.
You have the pattern she's been tapping. I see no reason why a cure cannot begin to be devised.
Well, devising a cure would mean understanding precisely what this malady is. I don't have that figured out yet. I've been requesting assistance from those more skilled in the arcane arts than I, but suffice it to say, I think actually right now, if we were to bring her out of it, it might be harmful, deadly, quite probably, actually.
I see.
The
I
shock would
misunderstood.
be, well, I didn't exactly explain. But yes, the only sense I can make of this tapping is the well, I tried putting it in alphabets, and unless of course the letters NTO mean anything to you. Maybe
Did
it's
I?
Nito? That seems weird.
Perhaps I got it wrong then.
T
I had thought it was
N-T.
NOT. I'm sure it's post them.
It's 14, 20, 15.
Ah, yes, my mistake.
No, it's all right. We all get mixed up sometimes.
Just curious, how was the professor doing, by the way?
What, Professor?
Yes. Yes, the professor. Your patient. Your other patient.
What other patient?
I don't believe
Come on,
this was
let's
the
not-
facility to which he was brought. That's true.
I was hoping he would just come out and say it was a bluff. Okay, you have seen through my bluff.
But. Oh, you mean the professor who was
Yes.
doing the. Wait, I haven't
Yes.
seen him. He wasn't here.
So, Sir Horatio did not call for you to attend the professor. I take it then. That's what you're saying.
Oh, Sir Helio Horus. You mean? No. This I haven't been called on for anything except for this lady.
He was in quite a bad shape, the professor, so who would attend to his medical needs if it wasn't for the doctor?
Well, I'm sure Port Nomad Security have their own medical and first aid team, should they so require. I'm sure they have their own storage of medical necessities. I know they have quite the store of painkillers, at least. I mean, that's a given, right?
Sure, yes. Sand, do you have any thoughts on what those letters could stand for?
If it's anything, it is certainly an acronym or an initialism of some manner. I'm not certain what it could stand for, though. It could be the name of an organization, it could be a ship's designation. There are many things it could be.
New tuna only,
concerned
for
with-
example.
Not the one? The...
Could be person's initials, the name of an individual.
Well, if you come up with anything, of course you should report it to Sir Heliohorus right away. Lucky we are that we have a Grand Sepulchre Knight guarding here. Almost makes me want to write a holo script for that, just alone. Just the voyages of a lone Sepulchre Knight journeying from station to station, righting the wrongs, seeking out injustice, and lending their aid to those in need.
You feel
A
Sir
fine
Harry.
tale.
You feel Sir. Wow. You feel Sir. You feel the Birdman. I apologize. You feel Sir Heliohorus is a just individual. Then.
I think so. Celeste, by the way, check the chat real quick. I would say yes, he's quite the cool individual. He certainly helped this port out a lot. I mean, imagine a Sepulchre Knight, one of the Aviaras. Oh, you know. Just imagine a Sepulchre Knight, an Avia Ra, one of their powerful defenders of the faith, choosing to come all the way out here into the black of space and settling down just to see that safety and security and justice is done in the dark streets of Port Nomad. Oh, I could write a whole series based on this.
Why did he leave? Sounds like someone running away from something, don't you think?
Wow.
Something to hide?
You know, I also have a question.
Yes?
What weapon does this knight use?
Sir Heliohorus is proficient with all weapons. My god, he can shoot, he can stab, he can punch, he can kick.
Okay.
Imagine
Because I was
promotional
thinking of
posters
writing
you
a
can make.
script too.
Oh, a fellow writer. Oh, I should show you.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, yes. I would appreciate not too many personal questions about any inhabitants of the station. They're all my patients, after all, and doctor-patient confidentiality is important. I will not divulge any more details.
I have one more professional question, Doctor. If it were the case that somebody were to be discovered with knife wounds or blade wounds of any sort, do you think is the most likely candidate to have caused those wounds?
I think one of the scum that work for Boss Nova, but you didn't hear that from me.
Or hear what exactly?
Ah, you understand me. We're alike, you and I.
In more ways than one, Doctor.
You know what? Roll me a persuasion check real quick.
$19.
Doctor just looks around real quick. One of the appendages just kind of pushes the door shut behind them. And then they lean in. Bit of a conspiratorial tone, leaning as close as only two amoeboids can get. Really. And says, you have your suspicions about Sir Heliohorus, right?
I wouldn't say that. Out loud.
You're asking very pointed questions about our dear Chief of Security.
Information is my business, Doctor.
Well, medicine is mine. And oh God! Oh God, it's gonna hurt me. The Chief of Security, oh God, okay. And he just
Deep
begins
breaths, Doctor.
blubbering and just crying these tears of blue jelly.
You're amongst friends. Continue.
Okay, no word of this can get out. I didn't tell you any of this. Sir Heliohorus, our noble Chief of Security, may have threatened me. Oh, yes, threatened me. Threatened to destroy my research.
For what reason?
He wanted access to my supply of medication.
Specifically, which medication?
Prescription drugs.
Okay.
For recreational use?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I was threatened.
I see. Threatened
So,
to give the medication, or threatened to keep your mouth shut that he was taking the medication?
Threatened with destruction of my research.
Okay, but like there are you're probably aware of this, but there are a lot of drugs that you could be prescribed. So if you could be maybe a little more specific as to
All of
what
them.
Sir Helio Horatio was up to, we would appreciate this.
He wanted
No,
access
see, we're
to
not talking
all
about
of
Helio
them.
Horus, are we? All of
You
them.
confused me.
So like
She is rather
within a. Okay. All
He
right.
was going to kill me. He was going to destroy my research. I don't know which is worse, but either way, I would never finish my screenplay.
How recently was this?
Recently enough, I don't remember exactly.
Within the last
traumatic,
day?
okay. Oh, no, before that.
Okay. I see.
Did he say he was coming back for more later, or?
He has access. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to be involved. Just let me make
Well,
everything fine again.
like it or not, you're already involved. So. What's he looking
He
for?
has the keys. He comes in. He takes some of the drugs. He leaves again.
And you never noticed anything missing in particular?
It's various things that probably have some value on the street.
Ah,
Hmm.
I understand.
Like
So do I.
bandages or painkillers?
Things that
Drugs.
perhaps can be sold on the black market, Gina, so that somebody with
Like-
debts might be able to pay them off.
Okay.
Theoretically, of course.
I mean, this is a clinic, so a lot of the stuff in here can be sold for great profit, if low morals.
Or to
I think
keep up one's habit.
I don't think it's for personal use.
No, me neither. I meant for the other habit.
Ah, I see. I understand. Well, this has been elucidating, Doctor. And trust me, nobody who doesn't need to know will know.
Nobody, okay? You were here to discuss my screenplay. Yes, and actually digs into a little pouch, pulls out a little data pad, shoves it at you to where like it's almost being shoved into you, ampersand. And you can just see on the front screen is just the title "Murder on the Amoeboid Express."
Amazing.
So it's a genre play. Okay.
Oh yes. And I have more. It just takes out two more, shoves them at you as well. Like I'm very proud of the Nebulon Deception and my other work. And I was clever with the title here. It's about the possibility of the verse going dark, and it's called Xeno Tomorrow. You see, it's a pun.
Ah, ha.
Okay. Do you have are these like self-published, or do you have representation?
Still, the market hasn't yet appreciated me, but they will.
Okay, keep trying. You
I
got
am
this. I believe in you. You probably
I've
won't
got
be
some-
dead before the first one gets pubbed.
I'm sorry, what?
Don't worry about
I
it.
believe we should take our leave now, Gina. I believe we have the information we need. Doctor, if you could kindly let us know when if the patient awakens. We would like a word with her, if that's possible.
If the patient comes to, I'll be sure to inform. My only way of informing you has to go through the Port Nomad security. I'll try and find a way. I'm sure there are some people looking to earn a credit or two on the station.
Could I convince you to contact me directly, and I will present him with my comm number?
We'll try. But what if they're monitoring you? Idea. No, now's not the time.
I believe our comm sets are encrypted. Are they not, ampersand?
I made sure to encrypt my own. I am not certain about the rest of you.
Well, I need to take care of my patient, and you sound like you have other duties to attend to, so don't mention me.
Wouldn't dream of it,
Oh.
Doctor.
Couldn't transfer a copy of the Nebulon Deception to my datapad, could you?
Oh, just ask your friend. Those are, well, not the original copies. Those I keep locked in the vault.
Ampersand is juggling the various data pads that they've been given, with several tentacles emerged from their body.
I'll enjoy reading that later. Thank you, the doctor.
Said, as far as I'm concerned, you came in, you looked at the patient, did your investigation, and we never spoke other than a brief passing in the corridors, and you were very interested in my hollow place. Yes, that was it. That's it. Thank you
I'm
for
glad
your
we are on
advice
the same
on, yes, your advice on character development was most helpful. Goodbye.
Just make sure they all have names, okay? Bye.
Off we go.
Goodbye. We leave. End scene.
You leave. In the meantime, now in the lobby, those who stayed behind, I believe there was this ridiculous notion of checking to see if you could hack into the camera network of some sort. And since I encourage ridiculous notions, how would you like to go about that?
I got an assist for you. I'm gonna see if Diller might cause a little trouble around the front desk area and distract the guy, so you can do what you need to do and not be noticed.
Yeah, there was a moment when the person at reception led the rest of the party back to the office, and in that moment, I took a quick look at the camera, but didn't really have time to assess much. So, was I able to learn anything? I mean, I know there's a camera in the lobby. Is that it?
Yeah, basically, you know that there's a camera in the lobby. Given the way a station like this is laid out, and given especially that this isn't essentially a public area, this isn't, a separate patient's room or anything, so this still counts as a public space, which means if there's footage of it, then Port Nomad security has access to it, which also means this camera goes all the way back to the network.
It's tied into the network. Perfect. Yeah. Well, yeah. So I'm talking to Ryan, and I'm yeah, it's a pretty simple game. Wrench breaks laser, laser cuts datapad, and datapad covers wrench. So we just make the symbol with our hands, and we see who wins. And then I guess maybe while I'm explaining this, you're sending Dilly to do whatever Dilly does.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a little bit of beef jerky and just try to surreptitiously kind of roll it under the front desk, so Diller goes and follows. And then I'm just trying to figure out the symbol for wrench, laser, datapad. That's my wrench, laser, datapad. There we go. I got it. Wrench,
yeah. Okay. Ready?
Laser, datapad.
So we go on 3. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Laser.
I didn't time it right.
Wait, on 3 for 3 and then go.
It's all over again. Please make me an animal handling check to see if Diller will do as you are intending.
Oh yeah, it's wisdom based. I'm gonna be great at this. That's a 4.
Okay. Diller rushes forward, scuttles just under the front desk. There's that tiny little space. You can see some of the back armor plates just getting a little caught, squeezes in, and the gnomish lady behind the desk is already going just like, sorry, what? What? No. Is this yours?
Oh, yeah, I think he just wants to say hi.
No, this isn't the veterinarians. Animals to be kept either in their boxes or on leashes. Do you have a leash for this? I can provide a leash if you need it.
Sure. And I walk over to the desk and stand between where the gnomish lady is and Jackson as I lean over and go, maybe you can find me something to use for a leash, because I just got this pet, so I'm not really experienced as a pet owner.
Okay. Well, she begins rifling through the drawers. You're lucky you mentioned walking to interpose yourself, because otherwise you cancelled out the disadvantage I would have given. So, Jackson, if you're going to attempt anything with, I assume, your Omni tool?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to just quickly plug into the camera network and see if I can download anything or just even gain access.
Okay. Please make me this would be a data roll.
Data it is. That is a 9. Can I use one of my crits?
Do it.
Yes. All right. Using the crit. That is now a 20 something.
Yay!
Do you know, I think that may in fact then just about do it. So, with that, you manage to slice your way through the security protections. This being you trying to get access to the actual core systems of Port Nomad security, you're quite sure it won't be long before someone notices what's up, so you're not, some ghost in the server here. But for a while at least, you might have access to the camera database, to just video footage from the station. What specifically are you trying to find here?
So I think, I really should have talked with Sebastian more about this, but I think what I want to find is footage of Helio Horus and where they've taken the doctor primarily. So I guess anything else like related to the explosion would be helpful also, but that'd be the first thing since I don't have time.
Okay, yeah, you're working quickly, but basically hacking does take time, so you're lucky you've got Ryan doing some cover work for you at the moment. The footage of the explosion itself is it's there. It doesn't really tell you much. Like at first glance, it doesn't tell you much that you don't know just from having been there. But please make me an investigation roll.
Can do. 15.
15. Okay. So, reviewing the footage from the Starswell bar, you notice a few things. Basically, you remember the way it was set up, the way the explosion happened right at the screen where the professor was there. A couple of things stand out to you. Firstly, the blast was at the very opposite end from the bar itself. The bar is where a couple of people are hanging out. Captain Lysandra was there the whole time. Sir Helio Horus was there the whole time. Hierarchal Thessalia was there until shortly before the presentation. You also notice one thing that strikes you as a little odd. When the incident with the Thwirl happened, in the aftermath of that, the Lady in Red seems to have vanished and then reappears after the explosion.
Okay. Any time to check?
Again, you can very clearly see that right before there is the High Oracle standing up, pressing a transmitter, and then everything goes to hell. So there's no question about who pushed that trigger. But you're seeing a few oddities that maybe you didn't notice at the time. and that's it. At that point, you notice just like the feed is disrupted, and you, with a bit of experience in hacking, such you know that if you don't disconnect immediately, they're going to be able to trace you.
If I can, just before I disconnect, I want to send a little charge into this camera to break it or disable it.
Make me a technology roll.
Okay. 26.
Wow. It shorts out. Just in the middle of handing you another leash, and then like the receptionist is in the middle of handing Ryan another leash, and then realizes this one's too small, and no, this one might
That's
be,
to cut off his airways.
no, this one's made for thwirls. Don't take that one. And then there's just this
No.
electrical zapping, and the camera just sparks out of existence. Oh, that's the third one this month. Oh,
Whoa.
Bureaucrats.
Man, you guys have you get a lot of shorts in this area? Is it something I could take a look at if you need?
It's less the power supply and more that the doctor is insistent on not spending too much on security.
Okay. Well, give me a call if you need someone to, fix up the cameras. I'm Jackson.
I will bear it in mind. We have mechanic. I'll bear it in mind.
Yeah, I can't do shit for your cameras, but I'm Ryan and this is Diller. Thank you for your help.
That Diller, always getting into stuff.
It's a very
Such a rapscallion.
very very cute. Oh, I seem to be allergic.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. I'll just take him. Put him on my shoulder.
Oh, that's
Kind of behind my back, just give a little thumbs up to Jackson.
backs a little away. Takes a corner of the shirt and just holds it. Okay, I'll just breathe like this for now.
All right, that's not very hygienic. Okay, I'm just gonna back away and go sit on that bench with Diller. Yeah, sorry about that.
And in the aftermath of the sneeze, I think, is right about when the rest of the party would be coming back as well.
I have Diller on a leash and I'm busy sort of apologizing, like, I'm sorry, feller, we'll get this off of you as soon as we get out of this damn clinic. Just be patient.
Everything good back there?
Well, I believe we received some new information. We can share it with you momentarily. We should be taking our leave, though.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Look at the smoky remains of the camera and look at Jackson.
It wasn't me this time.
We should go
Just
somewhere.
cheap bureaucrats. Yeah. Thanks, ma'am. Sorry about the sneezes.
I'll just get some saline solution.
Yeah, good idea. You're in a good place to get treatment. All right, let's go talk.
And if you break anything or have gashes, come back.
So we're kind of running out of we're kind of running out of places to talk in this port station team. I don't know if we can go back to either of the bars that we've been to now.
Maybe just an alleyway.
Mm-hmm. Although those have been not the most friendly either. A different alley.
Apparently get away with murder. Yeah, not the one with the dead body. That would not be smart.
There was the bazaar, but there may be many people there. Too many people, perhaps.
Well, let's just duck into a side street and look around and make sure there ain't no cameras or nothing, and get this information out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll look about with thermal sight. and it's now been upgraded so it stretches out to 60 feet. So we'll try and locate somewhere that's free of warm-blooded creatures.
Okay. There's alleyways everywhere, so in terms of places you could just duck into real quick, it's really a take your pick situation. Some of them do have, and you can see through the walls, and in particular you can see that some of these walls are not very thick, but you can manage to pick out a nearby alleyway that's secluded. There doesn't seem to be anyone within casual listening range, and there doesn't seem to be anyone in it either, or anything that you can discern.
This should be fine. Just check it for cameras, robots first. Go down, have a scan around.
All right, so what'd you find?
I think it's safe. Oh, and the clink.
Yeah.
Who done it?
Leave this to ampersand.
Well, it seems that the High Oracle is under some sort of magical malady. We're not entirely certain what or how to cure it. But she was tapping out some sort of strange code. A series of numbers, 14, then 20, then 15. Which, when translated to the common alphabet, gives the initials NTO. We're not certain if that's what it's actually intended to spell, or what it could stand for, but it's something. Perhaps something to keep in mind going forward.
NTO.
Other than that, it seems that Horatio has if not a drug habit, then a habit of taking and selling drugs in order to fund his illicit activities.
I told you, you can't trust people like that. You can't trust them at all. They put themselves in positions like that just so that they can take advantage of it. See? It was him.
Well, I do have some info from the cameras. I mean, I wasn't able to look long, but I could see the bar during the explosion, and two things stuck out to me. One is that the High Oracle Thessalia, the elf lady, she triggered that explosion. I could see her pressing a transmitter right before it went off. I don't know if that changes the way we're looking at Heliohorus or not, but the second thing is that there was a lady in red. Do you all remember a lady in red being there? Now that I see the footage, it sort of strikes me. She disappeared right before the explosion and then appeared right afterwards.
Like ducked out a door or like disappeared?
Like ducked out a door right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just checking. People do weird things.
Yeah. So I don't know, if we need to follow up on that lead at all, but it's definitely worth noticing. I mean, before the blast, Heliohorus and High Oracle Thessalia were at the kind of opposite end of the bar, the farthest place from where the blast went off. So maybe, who knows who's in on what here.
It could, in fact, be the case that they're all involved. The Lady in Red, High Oracle Thessalia, Horatio Horus, Heliohorus. What is it with Horatio? Where did that?
I was like literally just watching Hamlet last night, so I'm now stuck on Horatio. We've got literary references up in here.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is what happens when you give
Just-
NPCs names.
In any case, just because Lady Thessalia was the trigger woman, that doesn't necessarily mean the others aren't also involved.
Mm-hmm.
We would do well
It
to
also-
unravel this mystery in its entirety before we go apprehending anyone.
Yeah. Oh, one
Like,
other
it
thing.
also,
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Gina.
yeah, it also doesn't mean that she was necessarily a voluntary participant in this thing, because we've noticed, like, he's scamming the doctor and a whole bunch of people, so it's possible he had some goods on her, and she did what she had to do, you know? Because if they were working together, would she be, like, in a med bay, mostly unconscious?
Yeah, she may not have even known what the transmitter did when she pressed it. Although, it seems a little unlikely. But yeah, who knows? I was able to disable the camera in the clinic, so if we need to go back in there, no one will know. We have to sneak back in.
Quick question: was she doing this code like no matter what, or only when you was in the room?
No, it was repeated every 10 minutes for as long as she'd been in there, apparently.
So either she
Bastion
couldn't
even
tell. Go on, Amberson.
Bastion even attempted to prevent her from tapping, and she continued. She fought him, even in her unconscious state. Either she was so desperate to convey this information, or she's being compelled by some other means.
Compelled to tap with her finger.
There are spells that will force you to do your bidding. And she is under a magical malady, so that would tie together quite nicely.
I was thinking maybe nanobots.
The tapping doesn't sound like the somatic component of a spell at all, does it? There's no spells that are like that.
I mean, some spells may have a tapping component like that, but after what you've told me about her leaving and coming back in, you think she left and then was enchanted by someone?
High Oracle Thessalia was not the one who left and returned. There was another woman in a red dress. That is the woman of which we speak.
Yeah.
Specifically,
she was sitting there at the bar with the cheesy fries getting cold the whole time.
Sure.
Specifically, the lady in red was the one who was gambling with the grumpy dwarf Círdan, the one who had drinks spilled all over her by a thwirl.
Her dress took one for the team.
I was gonna say, if a drink was spilled on her dress, maybe she had reason to leave after all.
She just went to the washroom.
Yeah, and we're suspecting her for no reason.
No wonder
Quite
she didn't
literally.
like the frogs.
The rat were a distraction. That's what we figure.
Mm-hmm.
Lady in red, lady in pink, and our snobby little security guard guy. That's the group. What do we do about it?
I believe so. We really need to find where the professor has been held, or certainly find more evidence on Sir Helios. Got it right, yes.
If we can get me back into that camera network, I might be able to get, see if we can track down the professor. But I need more time. It just couldn't. I mean, does this clinic close? Can we come back and I can hack into something? Is there another mainframe somewhere where we can get access?
I mean, do we even know for sure that the professor is at the clinic?
Right. Yeah, we don't.
I'm quite sure that he is not at the clinic. I asked how the doctor had treated the professor, and he hadn't. He said that the security team would have their own professionals looking after the professor. We can find some way into the security compound or any of their computers. I think that would be a good start.
Yeah, that's where he is at Warrant. All right, so
I
we
do
need like a
have-
different kind of camera system to hack into, like theirs.
I do have some magical ability that will narrow down the area to search in. It is a spell called Locate Object. I'm not sure if you are familiar with it, but I have the object we could locate would be the prototype, which I spoke with.
Hmm. Alrighty.
I think
Good
that's
start.
a great
I
idea.
believe we should attempt the cameras first. Perhaps by finding which cameras are trained on the doctor, that would also help.
Absolutely.
Quick note on that. The only camera you were aware of in the clinic was the one in the lobby. And you kind of fried that one. You're not going to be able to use it again.
Whoops.
So, you, that, and you did just hack in. You know they're now aware someone is trying to access their footage.
Maybe.
Gina, would your new friend Nova have a computer terminal that we could borrow, perhaps?
Maybe. How much you want to owe him?
It's helping him to help us.
Yeah, but
Help
we've
him.
already done part of that, and then he just charged us more last time, yeah?
Yeah, he'd have us help him to help us to help him to help us.
Yeah, okay, so let's do it. I mean, we're already screwed, right? Let's just do it.
She got a good point.
I'm completely confused if it's a good or bad idea now, so I'll go with what you
Yeah,
think.
perfect. Jackson, ampersand, any thoughts?
Ampersand, you've done your share of hacking. I mean, is that going to be the best terminal for us to use?
Perhaps. But I do think we should wait.
For what?
For them to be less on edge.
I mean, maybe together we could, set up some kind of tunnel hack in a way that they wouldn't notice if we take a little more time with it. What I just did in the clinic was really clunky. I just didn't have time. But if we had a little room to get set up, maybe we could figure something out where it'd be a little more subtle.
I have some ideas.
We can go shopping.
Oh,
I spent all my credits on a table in that last bar.
I still have a couple of credits left. I mean, if this helps us get to the bottom of everything, I'd be happy to spend them.
Well, I guess the question is, who else do we need to talk to at this point, or do we just need to get into the cameras? Is there anyone else that might have some info?
There was there was the shipbuilder, the dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he
And
were
it
the one
wasn't
on the
that
table
ship.
with the lady in red, right?
Yeah, he might know her. I'm
Or
sure
have
we
been
can
part
find
of
him.
the distraction on purpose.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. And if he's a shipbuilder, ship's computers are very, very powerful.
Why don't we see if we can find him? Maybe figure out if he knows anything about this, and then go from there.
Good idea.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let's do it.
Sounds of walking, what I cannot really imitate very well. You take off through the streets. Quick thing, by the way. Let's see, who would probably be best equipped to know about this? Ampersand and I think Gina as well. Please, both of you, make me history rolls to see if you can, because you've mentioned a lot of things regarding this whole NTO business. Please make me history rolls.
Oh god. 8.
5.
Can
Yeah, no.
can you
Right.
gift your can you gift your crits to other players? Just wondering. Okay.
Critical assist.
If this were the meat grinder and you had just been killed, maybe, but that's a whole other story.
Okay. That's fair. I had to ask.
No. So 8 or 5. You know of many organizations. Many of them have various initialisms. NTO is like this. Thinking like, what could it mean? Is it New Texas Off-World? What is it? And it's just not really coming together for you in your head. This is a roadblock. So with you two ruminating, you take off down the street, and you said you're going back to is it to Novas or to Círdan, the shipwright that you're going?
I think shipwright first, right? Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, you have no idea where to find this guy.
Is
Oh,
there
never
somewhere there
asked,
would be a lot of ships?
Well, the port. There's the spaceport, which is also where security is.
Huh.
Oh, well, 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's go to the spaceport and ask around for a dwarf.
We're just doing our due diligence.
Yeah, there you go.
Cannot fault that logic. Perfect logic.
Ha! Us again.
Yeah,
We're
see?
back.
See? Thank you for your support, Sebastian.
Always.
All right.
I'm going with spaceport. Ask for a dwarf.
Well, if that is the case, you're going to the spaceport, which, as mentioned, is also where the security for all of Port Nomad is based. It is the hub of everything. It's also not far from where you are. It is itself a landscape of just purely utilitarian design. Everything here is meant for function, not for beauty. That's very clear right from the start. It is constantly busy. There's security officers checking people's identifications. You could see, there's private docking bays. There's public docking bays. This is also where you would know that Professor Oren's ship itself is docked, the Caliber. It is also where the security station is. As you approach it, as you get close to it, you hear nearby, you suddenly hear a firefight erupt.
Oh,
Whoa.
Just
I
suddenly
draw both my
there's-
pistols.
There you go. There is an explosion. Suddenly there's the sound of blaster fire coming from a street over. You can see kind of the glare of light as the explosion happens and then fades away.
I'm running sword drawn in the direction of the explosion.
All right,
wisdom.
running right to it. So, running towards the danger?
Oh, yes.
Danger!
Okay. You
Wait for me.
Come on, Sebastian. Keep up.
You run towards it, ducking through an alleyway into the next street over, and you see just chaos. It's especially chaotic because it is hard for you to tell what's going on precisely. From what it looks like, in this street there is an exploded and wrecked hover vehicle just sunk onto the ground, the front of it crunched into the street itself. There's another one that's kind of diagonally across the street, smoke billowing from it, although not enough to be from an explosion at this point. And as you look to it, you can see there are 3 of the Port Nomad security officers who are shooting at 5 other Port Nomad security officers. So,
It's going down.
I now need you to roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This problem seems like it will resolve itself.
Diet 20.
Actually,
Diet 20?
roll initiative, type it in the chat. This is a perfect time to take a break. When we come back, we are coming back to gunfire, explosions, and mayhem. So,
Oh boy.
I'm not
break
ready.
here, take a moment, stretch, relax, hydrate, open your windows, get some air, blast your ACs, whatever you need to do. We're going to take 10 minutes and do the same for ourselves. And we'll see you when you get back in 10 minutes. Ciao! that is us back, or almost all of us. I hope everyone's had a good bit of a break, stretched, ready, maybe had a bit of a, I was going to say a bit of a meal, but it's a short time to have a meal, just a snack. We're back in space, we're technically on Port Nomad, and we are in a fight as the awesome music that our tech kobold is doing will tell you.
Yay!
And because the group rolled really well on initiative, this is something we just quickly did in the break to save on time, this whole encounter is going to start with either Sebastian or Gina, because you both rolled a 22, which is really freaking cool. So, I'm gonna rule this very simply. Gina, you've got the highest dexterity modifier, I think. So,
Yeah.
Unless...
you're the one
Fine.
going first.
Ooh, that's exciting. All right. Who are my options for shooting again? Everybody, right?
Alright, I'm here. Who do I shoot? Yeah. You've got 3 Port Nomad security officers fighting 5 other Port Nomad security officers.
All right. Do they have any identifying markings?
They are all dressed in these Port Nomad security outfits. If you want, you can take a bonus action. Actually, no. Not yet. Never mind. Sorry. No, at this moment.
Are there any
No,
tabaxi?
you know what? You can take a. If you want, you can take a bonus action to make a perception roll real quick.
Okay, I would like to make a perception roll.
Yes.
And then apparently I am proficient at that, so that's gonna go well. 5.
I mean, it's guards shooting guards. Usually in your world, this is a good thing. Because they're not shooting you.
I mean, that is accurate, however. Alright, which side has better hair?
Difficult to tell. There's a lot of blaster fire being exchanged, a lot of movement. Which side has better hair? I don't know.
Well, then what good are you? Alright, I'm just gonna fire off. I guess, wait, let's see. If I use the bonus action, that means I can only fire once, right?
If you're willing, I think that is how it works. I can.
Okay, good.
Yeah, unless you have an extra attack.
Yeah, no, I definitely do not. Well, I mean, I can fire twice, but...
But you have used your bonus action.
I have used my bonus action. You know what? I'm just gonna fire into the air real quick and then maybe run away.
Okay.
Because,
So
on
as
the
it
one hand,
happened,
I
like,
don't
as
want
this-
them to unite and then shoot me.
Okay. Just to give you a quick, the layout of it essentially is that you have these 2 groups on opposite ends lengthwise of the street, and the 5 of you are standing at the side of the street, having just run in from an alleyway. So you're at the side of the street, you've got one group on your left, one group on your right, both of them firing at each other. So you just fire a shot straight into the air?
But it's not obvious what they're fighting over.
No, at this point, no. You
What are they fighting
walked
in front
into
of?
What do you mean in front of? As in, what are
Like-
they standing in front of?
Yeah.
Some of them are ducked behind the grounded vehicles. Some of them are standing in front of and or to the side. There doesn't seem to be actually a clear objective here.
You know what?
Sorry,
I'm
you can
actually
tell,
just gonna
they're
sit this one out.
Okay, so you want to just hold your action?
Well, I mean, I already used an action, so.
You used a bonus action. Well, unless, okay, you said you
Oh,
fired into
oh.
the air, so yeah.
Well, I mean, I did not technically fire into the air because
Yeah.
you seem to be seriously questioning my motivations there, so I have not fired into the air.
I will allow you to take that back.
Okay, thank you. I
We are
am
invoking the
not
ancient right
firing.
of take backsies.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold your action
Takesies, backsies.
until what? What would trigger, like, what action are you holding and what would trigger it to happen?
As soon as I figure out which one of these is, which one of these groups, shittier, I will shoot at that one.
Okay. Holding actions in 5e rules does require a specific trigger, but we'll just say as soon as it becomes clear who are the worse aggressors, I'll give you a
Yeah,
shot.
yeah,
Seem fair?
that. Reasonable.
Reasonable. Okay. Moving just a fraction of a second later, Sebastian.
This is confusing. Very confusing. So I'd like to try and work out maybe who are the defenders and who are the attackers. Is it possible to do that? Would a group be guarding something, or is the vehicle? Is it? You said it was a hover bike. Is that right? Or are there
Just a
other types
hover
of vehicles?
vehicle. Basically, every
Has it
vehicle
got a-
hovers normally.
Is it like one that you would transport someone in, or is it?
It looks like fairly regular personal transport. It is also flamed out at the moment, so anything that was inside is gone.
Right. Okay.
You know what? Actually, since initiative order is so high, I'm going to also give you a chance if you want to make a. Yeah, let's make it perception or insight, actually.
Okay. Okay. Which is okay. The both +6, and I'd like to use my crit. So that's
Okay.
26.
26. There are very few DCs in the game that cannot be beaten by that. So you look between the groups, and the only thing that really strikes you is the three who are towards your left, on the long way of the street. They are, much as you've seen here on Port Nomad, a mix. You know, there's an elf in the group, there's an Avia Ra, there's a halfling kind of hunkered down next to one of the wheels. On the other side, those five, they are all human. And as far as you know, any sort of security force, especially on a spaceport with ties to all kinds of different species, realms, and various, shall we say, nodes of power in the verse, it would not do to have a security force made up entirely out of people from one particular species. That's not right.
That's not right. That does not right. I'll turn to the group. They look like a strike force, not a peacekeeping security force. They look like a group made up of people who live on a space station. I don't like the look of that group there. Gina, I don't like them.
Oh, okay.
The humans.
All right.
The humans.
Yeah.
Kill the humans.
You know what that is?
Or
Okay, I
not
will
kill them.
all
That goes
humans.
against my oath. No, that goes against my oath. We can question the humans.
The singularity. Careful.
That's why you're
taken-
not killing the humans, and I am.
I've been spending a lot of time around Gina, clearly.
That's not good for your circuits.
No, my logic matrix is clearly playing up. I would like us to direct, to help those forces down the left there.
Right. Kill all humans. I got it.
No. I would like to retract that. Please. Please don't kill.
Fine. I will only kill those specific people who are perhaps not really representing the spirit of a multicultural environment.
Thank you. I'll accept that. That's great. Thank you so much. And I will duck back around the corner. I think I've used my action to determine a side to look after. Have I? That would be the. I did a big insight, didn't I?
You got insight, but that was a bonus action, so you still have your regular action.
Oh,
Once your turn is done,
okay.
you'll consider it the trigger for Gina going pew pew.
Okay. I would like to place my metallic hand upon Gina and cast resistance on her.
Oh,
Hopefully this will keep you a little bit safe doing your thing.
he's enabling me.
I will just stay back here. I'll duck around the corner. Let's be done. Let's be done.
Okay.
You have a chance
How
to
exciting.
fire. You've got 5
Right.
targets.
So Sebastian told me to shoot all the humans, and so now I'm gonna start. Am I within acceptable range?
Literally all of them.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna shoot the closest one. I think that's the best. And I don't think
Okay.
I do this with advantage. So. What a
Just
shame.
as a note, I will say you're in a firefight now, and you have all chosen to remain standing, or you two have chosen to remain standing at the side of the road, not behind either of the conveniently placed barricade vehicles.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna walk to the middle of it.
Oh boy. Unfortunately, you cannot hold your movement, so this is just you shooting from the side of the road.
There.
So
All
would you
right.
consider
All right.
you're firing at the nearest of the human security
Yeah,
group?
the nearest to the humans who are clearly evil. I have rolled a 16 with my repeater.
A 16. The 16 will, in fact, hit, I believe, which is to say, I am sure. So, yes.
For
Just roll me
9 damage. Radiant.
Radiant. Yeah.
And then I'ma shoot again. With apparently no penalty, because that's wonderful. It's great being a gunslinger. I think I can do that. Yeah. 18.
I trust you to know your abilities. An 18 will also hit. As you know, a 16 will hit.
Fantastic. That one's only a 4 though.
Still, that's a total of 13 damage. You just snap off 2 shots. The first one burns a proper hole through the armor, just leaves a nice little sizzling mark. The second one glances off the arm and you hear a wince of pain, but your target is still standing, if smoldering a little bit and not in the attractive way.
Okay, but did they notice me?
Oh, they absolutely noticed you. You don't get shot by a tuxedo cat and not notice.
Okay. Okay.
Which brings us, initiative-wise, to Orion.
All right. I would like to use empathy to probe the mind of the nearest human. How far away are they?
They are about from this. From you, they're about 30 feet away. 25.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's make it.
I'm going to stay as much in cover as I can, and then I'm going to probe the mind of whichever one is closest to me, whichever human is closest to me. So surface emotions and bonds at your discretion, or a bond at your discretion.
Okay. Surface emotions focused, mildly like scared but under control. The normal sort of, okay, we're in a firefight, I might get killed, but if we focus, we got this. That sort of thought. And a bond, there is a bond to a figure familiar to you. A bond to a certain lady in red.
Okay. And then there's a flash of light and just the scent of wet earth as I invoke elemental earth as my planar focus through my sword. The light, of course, originating from my sword because, of course. So increasing my AC. That's my bonus action. And that's me. Oh, and I will say, they're with the lady in red. They're with the lady in red, the humans.
Okay. The only cover you've got right next to you, by the way, is essentially trying to hide behind a lamppost. You can, of course, you've got enough movement, you can get to where the actual security officers are and duck down to get half cover. But if you've got your sword and you want to move in close, then...
Not just yet. I can't do nothing with it yet anyway, so I might as well stay in cover for a round. So I'm going to just be like, hey.
Okay. That brings us to Ampersand.
All right. I've heard Sebastian. I've heard Ryan. I know who I'm attacking. I know where I'm going. So, rather than go to the side of the battlefield with the people that we're trying to protect, I'm going to go cause havoc in the side of the battlefield with the aggressors. I am going to move in that direction. I'm going to get right up to their cover and then blink behind them and turn around and lash out with my whip.
Okay. Your whip just hits one target, though, right?
Yes. Probably the guy in the middle. Or something.
Yeah.
I need you.
So Gina was shooting one of the ones who's out in front of the cover. You're ducking behind the side to get the ones who are in cover.
Yep.
Make me an attack roll. You would be then targeting just the one right in front of you.
Total 20.
Absolutely is a hit.
And that's 7 radiant damage.
Nice. And does your whip also entangle enemies, or is it just pure damage?
It's just damage from what I could tell. It didn't say any miscellaneous effects.
Okay. Good to know, good to know. Yeah, you whip out, and that's... that whip burns, in a very literal sense. But as soon as you retract it, their attention is now also on you.
Good.
Jackson! My gadgeteer friend.
Well, I know who we're fighting. Let's take some shots. So Jackson draws his repeater from his holster and takes a shot at the humans as well.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
And that is a 20.
Oh gosh, yeah. Can one of you please roll badly?
We're done with
Because at
that.
this rate, I'm going to get all the bad rolls, and that's not the balance and the force that I want.
So that does 12 radiant damage, and then I have this overcharge ability, which when you hit with an attack from a blaster, you can deal an additional die of damage to the target. So I think I roll another.
Are you... Quick thing for my clarification. Are you attacking the same one that Gina also hit before, or are you choosing a different target and spreading out the damage?
I think I'm attacking the same one.
Okay.
And so then I just get another d6, which is 4 more damage. So 16 damage.
Yeah. You level your blaster, and with your tinkering, you've managed to get this one to where you can overclock it just a little bit. You flick that switch, and you feel that little bit of a buck as the magnetized coils shoot a plasma burst over. And the human that you were shooting at suddenly keels over, their chest just a burned hole. Tumbles to the ground.
That's the one
So
we're
that's
shooting,
one.
right, Gina?
Yeah, that one.
Got
And
him.
all the other ones.
Oh.
Except me.
That's... yeah. Ryan is fine. Just kill all of those humans.
It's taking on a weird subtext, but okay. And that is all your turns because you went before all of everyone else. Right following Jackson, what you've identified now as the real Port Nomad security, they nod appreciatively in your directions, and then just begin laying down fire against their opposite numbers. Let's see, that is a hit. Wow. I'm also rolling well. This is ridiculous. That was a 19 to hit. What is this? Okay, so the first bolt catches one of the ones behind cover in the shoulder, whirls them around, but remains standing. The second bolt glances off the barricade. And the third one also glances off the barricade because apparently when I said I'm rolling well, I jinxed myself.
Oh, good.
So of those three, one was a hit and the other two pinged off the barricade. Let me just check one thing, because am I remembering this properly? Yeah, no, hang on. They actually get 2 shots each because I'm a doofus. Which also, that hits. And that's also good damage. That does not hit. And that also does not hit. So basically the first one hits twice and the other 2 are miserable failures and should probably just go back to some job that doesn't require shooting at actual targets.
Lady in Red's gonna have to go back to the temp agency and complain.
Oh no, these were the actual security officers.
Oh,
Oh no.
The others now have their turn at firing. So first, Ampersand, you're right in their faces. And, well, that one that you're standing in front of just drops the carbine, gets out an arc baton, and starts swinging at you. So that is a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Alrighty. And that is... Okay, you are taking 7 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
Ouch.
You are caught with a very forceful blow. I can definitely tell you that the next roll will hit because that's a 22.
Ooh.
What are we doing today? We've really got good dice. I rolled low though, so this time you're only taking 3 points of damage. So in total, you've taken 10 points of lightning damage. The others, not having someone directly in their face, will continue to fire at the actual Port Nomad security, which means that's a hit. That is no hits, and that is 2 hits. So, and that is no hits. So, the first one stands up. One shot goes wide as the carbine is still being swung around to aim. The second one catches this, the security officer in front of you, Ryan, who goes down and just starts breathing a little heavier. Just like, okay, you got this, you got this, you got this. And there's a somewhat accurate smell because this was the AVRA, and now it's just burnt feathers. The next two, both the next two attackers, their shots go wide. The third one also manages to land a single hit on the gnome, who's also hurt but still standing. Swinging this back around to top of the turn order now, which actually, by the way, I should say when the humans were shooting, one of them does actually turn to you and just goes, hey, what are you doing? We're security, stop shooting at us. They're the terrorists.
Yeah, right. Okay. Is the one I was shooting still up?
Oh no, Jackson burned through that one.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Who's next in line?
There's one other who's out of cover. This is the one who was
has anyone
just
shot that one already?
One of the security officers hit that one.
Does that count?
But they're shooting with carbines.
Well, I mean, it's one of my
would think.
allies, right? Right? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see what you're going for. Yeah, that counts as an ally.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Sure does. Yeah, hopefully these rolls won't suck, of course, now that I've said that.
It's gonna suck.
All right. So I got a 22 to hit. Oh, sorry. 23.
No, that seems like bad math. Yeah, it hits.
Oh, okay.
Of course it hits.
Okay. So as it turns out, I forgot to add the dex modifier to damage the last time I was rolling. So
Okay.
I just forgot about 10 damage. Ridiculous, right? Right, so that first one's gonna take 11 damage.
Okay. That one is looking real bad shape, just like shaking, barely able to hold the carbine anymore, just like trying to bring it to bear on something, but
Yeah, good thing I got another gun. It's a real good thing I got another gun.
I never know.
Yeah, I do. Huh. Yeah, but unfortunately I rolled a 4 and a 5. So even if I had 6 to that, the best I can do was an 11.
Yeah, no. You had aimed for the way this one was silhouetted while still standing, but your first shot essentially dropped this human to their knees. So your next shot just goes right over their shoulders, sizzling past.
Yeah, see that was a warning shot. And that's all I got.
Sebastian? Gina still taking your advice and firing away at the humans?
You're doing great, Gina. Great work. I would like to zip across to where the good cops are and get behind their barricade if I can, and then determine who's the most injured out of this group.
Out of this group, the most injured is the... Okay, not allergy,
Bless
just
you.
a sneeze. Out of this group, the most injured is the Aviara, who took a pretty solid hit.
Okay. And I'll say to them, I'll say, "Hello, friend. I'm here to help. Do you know who your aggressors are while I administer aid to you?" And I'll
She just
cast...
props herself up a little and goes, don't know who they are, just started shooting us, popped down an alley, brought down the vehicle. Ah, this burns. Always sucks.
And I'll cast up, like, my finger, like, there's very focused blue light on the end of my finger, and I'll just touch it against her, and I say, "This won't hurt a bit," and cast Cure Wounds for 7 hit points.
Okay. As you say, this one hurt a bit. There's the response of just like, that's what Neutron always said. No, it doesn't.
Bastion, at your service.
I like you. She gets
Maybe
up
stay
again
down.
and just levels the carbine across.
Carry on.
Stay down. Whoever heard of such a thing?
Okay. I'll just peek over to see how my companions are doing as well, and that'll be me.
Okay. Ryan. You are... You're muted.
The funny thing is, the first thing I said was, "I'm going to be cool," or try to be, while I was muted. It was perfect. So I'm going to make sure that Diller stays behind cover, and then I'm going to launch over my barricade, and then try to get over to their barricade and on their side. And then I'm going to look at one of the aggressors, the one that's least injured, and I'll wait to make sure I can get there before I say what I'm going to do.
You can get there, but it would take all your movement because you're climbing over one barricade, running the distance, and then climbing over the next one. So you would end your turn.
Oh, yeah.
You can end your turn either on their barricade, standing there all pose-like, or behind it.
Pose-like. I'm going to stand on the barricade with like one foot up on like a higher part of it, and my hand like on my fists. And then I'm going to look at the least injured one, and in a voice that echoes throughout with like a deeper part and a lighter part, I'm going to command one of them. I'm just going to say, "Surrender." It's a DC...
Command is an action, right?
Yes, that's my action. DC 14 wisdom save.
You would have to use your action for taking all the movement to get there. So command will have to wait until...
Oh, I thought that was my movement, not my action. Okay, then I
Yeah,
won't be
sorry,
so cool, and I'll walk around the barricade to get to as close. I think it's a 60-foot range. So instead, I will just get up on our barricade and put my leg up and do my pose.
Yeah, command has a 60-foot range?
Yeah.
Oh, then you can just do it while standing on your barricade.
Right, yes, exactly. So now I'm going to do my cool pose on my barricade.
Okay.
But the cool pose is still going to happen.
Yeah. We'll just ignore the fact that flames are below you. Convection isn't a thing.
Nah, I'm good. It's more important to look cool. And then, yeah, I'm going to do my command. Surrender. DC 14 wisdom save. Fingers crossed.
Does not make it. You're commanding which
The
one?
least injured of the humans.
Okay. So definitely not the one that Gina just shot.
Yeah. Unless there's one that looks like he's more in charge, but I'm going to guess they all just pretty much look the same.
they all look basically the same.
Yeah.
They're cookie cutter security uniform dressed. The only thing you can tell is that they're human. The least injured would be one that's standing behind the barricade who just looks at you standing and posing there, looks at the fact that one of their buddies just got blasted. The other one is on the verge of death. Another one, like, suddenly there's an Amiiboid with a whip and just like drops the blaster, holds up hands and starts backing away.
Nice. And that is my turn.
Is-
I remain on the barricade looking like that because, of course, I do.
Be right back in 1 second. I'm still going to be able to hear you, so Celeste, ampersand, please describe what you are doing. I just got to turn off my camera 1 sec.
Ampersand has the whip out. They see the one backing away, and then they're just taking stock of those who are still injured, those who are surrendering, those who are not surrendering, and then proceeding to just attack the same target because, you know, you gotta finish one before you move on to the next one. It's just courteous.
It's what you're told when you're small. You finish what you started.
So these people lying around half drunk. That's probably not gonna hit because that's like a 7.
Oh, that's a not gonna do it.
Nah.
You got get one of your appendages, just pull it back with the whip in hand, and the one you're about to attack sees it coming and smacks it away with the arc baton. Not today, little one.
Who are you calling little?
A question that may never be answered. As we move over to Jackson.
So there's still one guard, one human guard that is not injured or commanded or in combat with ampersand.
Yes. Who's behind the barricade. So the 3 who are behind the barricade, one is now backing out of combat, one is engaged with ampersand, and one is just aiming at the security guards.
I will activate my embedded phaser that I have in my suit, because they're within 30 feet of us, correct? Or I could at least
from
move
where
to
you're
within
standing,
30
yes.
feet. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll take a. I'm gonna try to take a phaser shot at the last remaining one to see if I can knock them out instead of killing them. And so this phaser just kind of clicks onto like the arm part of Jackson's suit, and pew pew. Phaser. It's a 12. Can I use a crit?
And you.
I'm using a crit.
Okay. In that case, please roll double the damage. Oh, we're nearly out of crits. I've still got one.
Ha!
Oh no.
Ha!
Eyes
What
narrow.
do you know?
So that's
I mean,
12.
people can
12
always give me
damage.
more crits. We'll see. 12 damage. Okay. That is not
Non-lethal.
enough to knock this one out, but certainly enough to just give them a jolt and non-lethal jolt, of course. Just knock them backwards, or we'll knock the wind out of them.
And I also yell surrender.
Okay. This may come as a shock to you, but they don't surrender.
What? Ridiculous.
I mean, it
darn
worked for me, but
Jackson is like
Frustrated.
looking at Jackson's looking at Ryan's like really cool pose and is like a little bit jelly and also like kind of like just feeling it. Like, oh, I think I'm gonna try to be a little more dramatic in my surrender. Yeah, surrender. So cool. It was so
The
cool
yell
when you
you
did
get
that.
back is just a shove it up your, and then it's drowned out by blaster fire as the security officers take their turn. That's one hit from the first one, so the gnome leans around, and with that, delivers the killing shot to the one already weakened by Gina.
Hee
So both of the ones who are in front of the barricade are now just out on the ground, smoke rising from their unfortunate corpses. Oh boy, that's a nat 20 for one of the others, for the elf who rolled shit for damage. But still, Ampersand, the one in front of you, just takes a blast, is sent stumbling, manages to stand back up, but looking a little bleary. The Aviara nods at you, Sebastian, just like a courtesy of, nice, thanks. Levels the carbine again, sights down, and is going to aim also at the same one who is menacing Ampersand.
Make good choices.
Looks over at you. Sure will. Pulls the trigger. It was a good choice. That is going to be 6 damage, which is going to be enough to put down the one in front of Ampersand. So it's like one blast to the side, which chars off most of the armor. The second one goes through that same hole, and your enemy just tumbles in front of you. Pretty much like they've been smacked in the side by a sledgehammer. The return fire goes towards the security officers and hits nothing, not with a 2 and a 4 that I rolled. And the second one, with totals of 19 and 21, will hit. Both of those blasts now going towards the already wounded gnome. I can't roll damage. I cannot. I mean, in this case, it's probably a good thing because security gnome. Yeah, security gnome. That just sounds like a weird term.
Security
The
gnome.
gnomish security officer does not get
Seems
killed,
accurate.
but is badly injured at this point. And at the end of this turn, you hear a crashing noise from around the corner behind where the actual security officers are. So Sebastian and Ryan, from behind you, you just kind of hear this crash, and then around the corner, careening around it, scraping through parts of the building and smashing a storefront in the process, you see this heavy land vehicle, not a hover one, actual land vehicle with wheels and all. Manages to get back mostly on the road, stays like half on sidewalk, half on the road to avoid the wreck that you're taking cover behind. And then blasts right past you. Through the windows, you can see at the wheel is Sir Heliohorus. In the passenger seat is Professor Orin Talfo Gogglefogger, bound and gagged.
No!
So I will need Brian and Sebastian to make dexterity saving throws, because on spotting you, changes course and just rams right through the barricade.
Oh.
19.
Oh.
19, okay. 19, okay. That's good. Why did I just hear
Dexterity
myself?
saving. Sorry, my mic just went weird. Saved. 14.
14, okay. You both managed to avoid the oncoming vehicle. Oh, nuts. The security officers do not.
No.
This is gonna hurt.
My patience. No.
The security gnome.
Security. No.
Yeah.
AVR.
The Aviara and the elf, having one of them got healed and the other one did not take any damage, they get shoved aside by the impact, but they're still alive. You can see the gnome looks up, tries to jump out of the way, and just gets careened into by the front of the vehicle, bounces off it.
Oof.
You can see there is no chance there.
If I had a drink, I would pour it out.
I'm gonna have, hang on, the ones. It then proceeds to basically bypass the other barricade. So at this point, Gina, Jackson, Ampersand, you also very clearly get a view of who's driving and who's in the passenger seat. The people who are shooting at you, let's just call them the attackers, the humans, one of them is already backing away. Two of them just got gunned down, so basically the remaining two, seeing what's happening now, the one who was backing away just turns tail and runs and ducks down a nearby alleyway. The other one just kind of whimpers, runs to the side of the street, and just hides, just clearly not giving any more struggle. From what you can see of the vehicle, firstly, chasing it down on foot, you know you're not going to be able to do it. I mean, that is a powered vehicle, and you are not powered vehicles. I mean, I suppose Sebastian
no
might
powered?
count one, but I'm pretty sure that's rude to say. I'm not going to compare Sebastian to Karm. That's no. So the closest thing you've got is standing at one of the corners, kind of slack-jawed at what they've just witnessed. There's a couple of teenagers holding hoverboards.
Oh! We need to commandeer these.
Two of them step forward. One of them holds out a hoverboard and then holds out a hand going, "You can have it for 100 credits.
Jeez.
Are we out of initiative order?
For now, maintain initiative order.
Okay.
I mean, for this particular thing, you don't need it, but
Oh, wait, my turn.
you're on a time crunch here, so...
I have 100 credits.
Look, I'll give you a rifle.
I was just gonna take it.
Oh.
I'm just gonna take it and go.
Steal it. Just steal it.
Yeah.
Taking it. Y'all can pay after I leave, but I'm taking it and going.
I mean,
All right. Well, I mean, okay, technically, Gina, Sebastian, you would be first, so Gina...
Yeah.
You're offering
Yeah,
a rifle?
You want a carbine? It's a nice carbine.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be
Let's
great.
give the kids
Gonna
guns.
give
Nothing will go
you're
wrong.
gonna give kids guns now.
What could possibly go wrong? I have rolled
I'm
a
pretty
20.
sure there's legislation against this. A 20, okay.
Like
Kids
a
just look
nat
at you
20.
like,
Minus 2, so I guess an
What,
18, but
for
whatever.
real?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Never point it at each other or anyone else, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Robot dad.
Are you giving up one of your rifles, Gina, or are you just picking one up?
No,
of
I'm
course.
giving up one of Sebastian's. Yes, I am giving away my standard carbine.
Okay. Well, you've
Wow,
got a
worth.
plethora of. You've got a couple of them lying around if you want to pick up a spare. Just saying.
Hey, yeah, don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. But I'm gonna need all of those hoverboards. All right.
Yeah, sure. It's fine. It's fine. Just 5 of the kids hand you their hoverboards. 3 more that were about to do so realize, like, oh shit, there's only 5 of you. They just turn tail and run. The lead kid grabs the
Okay.
carbine from you. You can see with the surprisingly practiced hands, checks the power clip. You can hear like the faint whine as it's powered off and then on again. Has a quick look over, just like, "Wow, thanks!" And then runs off.
Never
to
been
join
fired.
everybody. You can hear as they're running away, one of the kids going like, "We're gonna be the best gang!"
Oh
my
no!
God.
Oh no! Gina,
They're gonna
the
learn
enabler
so
now.
many skills.
You're gonna be dead.
Or maybe the enemies will. They're gonna learn so much about, like, contract negotiations and
Less talking,
DPS.
more chasing after the professor.
Okay.
I've got a quick question for you, Di.
Yes.
I've got a wild shape as a druid into a mobile configuration. Is that going to be faster than a hoverboard?
In this case, well, how fast is your configuration?
40 feet.
In this case, no.
Okay.
The hoverboard's got 60.
Okay, sweet. I'll stick with the hover.
Okay, so you get on your hoverboards, all of you, which clearly you're all proficient at hoverboarding.
Dude.
So proficient, not.
Naturally.
I want so badly
And
to back to
you-
the future this and grab the back of the vehicle and
Cool.
That's the power.
And we
Oh,
begin.
oh.
So, with the camera behind you, you just take off after the vehicle, which goes careening down a corner, and you can see, and also you remember, is now heading straight for the bazaar. As you're in pursuit, this vehicle is plowing through the stalls, knocking everything over, leaving debris in its wake. As you are in pursuit, I will need you to make a group check for athletics to see if you can keep your balance despite all of this debris.
Hey,
That's strength,
we all
right?
need to make an effort.
Yeah, group checks essentially mean if more than half of you succeed, all of you succeed. If more than half of you fail, all of you fail.
All right. I rolled a 2. Oh, sorry, a 3.
6.
For athletics,
15.
8. Oh, athletics.
Hey,
That's an
wait, I'm a
8.
cat. How do I not have this?
you should have
Strength instead of
acrobatics, not-
dexterity. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Gina, you had
I had a 2. Sorry, a 3.
that's not great. Ampersand,
No.
15.
15. Okay. Sebastian,
8.
ooh, not great. Ryan,
6.
oh. Jackson, I'm gonna ask out of politeness. It's already failed the group check, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
I was debating if I should use my last crit here because I have a -1.
It's a waste. It's a waste. We already lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 3 out of 2 is what you need. Okay.
3 out of 2.
Um,
Okay.
So, the lowest result out of all of you was, in this case, Jackson. Which means, Jackson, I need you... no, I don't need you to do anything. You simply take, in this case...
I just get hurt.
Yeah, you get hurt.
I mean, can you imagine a gnome in an exosuit trying to ride a hoverboard? It seems amazing.
I can imagine it. It's awesome. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage from debris just smacking you around, and because of your wobbles, you're going to have disadvantage on the next ability check. As you make it, with one of you shakily making it through the debris, the vehicle gets through and into a very narrow alleyway, barely wide enough for the vehicle to squeeze through. You can see sparks just flying off it as it scrapes along the side, one side at a time. To make it through this, I will need you all to make a piloting check. So that is a dexterity based.
Okay. 15.
Natural
11.
20.
Nice.
20. Okay. 15, natural 20. 11, Ryan?
9. But I look cool.
So cool.
Very cool. Exceedingly cool. Jackson?
Jackson crashes into a trash can with a 4.
Jackson does have a crit though.
This is still group, I think. Did we hit it, or do I need to use this crit?
You've got, up to Jackson, you've got 2 successes and 2 failures at this point.
All right, yeah, we'll use the crit.
I'll be direct about that. Okay, so, as a group, you manage to... Jackson, you're wobbling, and you see yourself heading for the wall, and you just decide to fire off, just like... You open up a little vent on the side of your exosuit. It shoves you right back into the proper lane. You manage to, all of you, get into this alleyway and squeeze through it without being knocked down. Once you leave the alleyway, still hot on the heels or on the exhaust of this vehicle, it gets back on one of the roads. You also turn, and then next to you, joining into the chase, you see a really fancy hover bike with a sidecar attached. Driving this sidecar is one Tiberius Winter, or driving the hover bike rather, who is giving chase to the vehicle, while in the sidecar alongside him is the halfling in all-black suit and hat, who has been identified to you as Darkstar Kilodog, who immediately turns and, with Tiberius fully focused on the car, just manages to squeeze in front of you, cuts you off, and gets in pursuit. Darkstar turns around and starts taking pot shots at you.
At us?
Yes, at you, which means I need you to make another group check. In this case, a dexterity again, so acrobatics.
Oh, I got that one.
Yeah. So.
God.
Oh, 27.
Well, that's ridiculous. So, Gina, 27. Ampersand.
13?
Okay. Sebastian?
11.
Okay. Ryan?
14.
Okay. Jackson?
4.
Go on, Jackson. Go on, Jackson.
Oh no.
Are we able to take actions? Is there any
this
no
chase,
actions?
no.
Okay. Okay, fair.
So this means ampersand you got.
13.
Okay, so Sebastian Jackson, you had the lowest results. I need the two of you to make a Constitution saving throw. As
Oh, boy.
you take 4 points of radiant damage each.
I have a 16 on the save.
Okay.
12.
Okay, you both make the save. So you get hit, you take damage, but you manage to also stay on your hoverboards and not get knocked out of the chase. If you wish, the five of you may now take your action. So if you wish to return fire, now is the moment.
Yeah, I want to return fire.
You can make one weapon or spell attack.
Fine, one weapon.
Bring me the rocket launcher.
That would be a 24
Alright, 24. This is again with a repeater or a
to
carbine?
hit Mr. T. No, I don't have a carbine anymore. It's the repeater.
I don't know, maybe you robbed one of the corpses.
Nah. I give him mine. I'm an honest cat.
Alright. So, repeater, so... Go ahead.
For 11 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to hit the bike. You land a pretty solid scorch mark on it. I'm gonna just do this in initiative order for simplicity's sake. Sebastian?
I would like to cast a spell, Thorn Whip,
Okay.
but it's not thorns, it's like a Vect-flavored druid of configuration form. So I throw my hand out and sort of cables and wires sort of like unfurl from my arm, go shooting across to the gap, and I'd like to try and Thorn Whip the driver. Is it Tiberius?
Yeah, essentially you're attacking the hover bike or Darkstar, either way.
Okay.
But yeah, either way it's the same AC.
Yeah, so attack whoever I can get. I don't know if that pulls them, if it's successful, pulls them out. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Okay, so the DC is
Oh, is that
no,
not a
melee
ranged
spell
attack
attack.
on your end?
Yeah,
spell attack.
it's a melee spell attack. Yep, sweet.
Oh, melee. Okay. You know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow that you get close enough to be within 5 feet to just smack that.
Oh, it says range 30 feet on it, but make a
Okay.
melee spell attack against the target.
That's a weird
But with a
description,
range of
but
30 feet. Yeah.
I keep forgetting about this. And I played a druid.
That
Oh my
is-
god.
15.
15. Wow, nice.
15?
Yeah, your throwing whip also hits. Starts the hover bike you can see is starting to go a little off balance. You reckon that another solid hit will probably do some serious damage here. So, Ryan.
I'm gonna go ahead and my sword, which I pull out, glows purple, and I point it at the gnome who's shooting at us. And the light gathers and shoots out into a ray and hits him right in the center of the forehead, hopefully. And I'm casting Cerebral Ray.
Wow.
That's a 19 to hit.
It will. It hits, and Darkstar is knocked off balance enough that you can see just he's flailing now, together with
Oh,
the
good,
previous
heals.
attack, sends the entire hover bike just careening wildly. Tiberius trying very, very hard to regain control, but does not manage to do so. It ends up going into a spin and just crashes into and through one of the nearby ramshackle houses. You see that happen, and a second later it's behind you. They are out. I'm sorry, Celeste and Amelia, but you don't need to attack anymore.
Is the car far away still?
The car is still in front of you, speeding away. Which means, we now get to the next stage. Speeding ahead, the vehicle now gets to one of the busier four-way intersections. Way in the distance, you can just about make out the spaceport. It's essentially it's done a long loop to try and lead you away and is now speeding back towards the port. A moment after the vehicle goes through the intersection, right behind it, a massive supply truck barrels across it. You have just a moment to avoid this. So I need you all to make perception checks in this case to see if you can spot this thing early enough that you don't end up crashing into it.
Dad.
jeez.
Okay, so Dina,
It's an 8
what do you
for
got?
me. Oh, go ahead.
Actually, we'll go in that order. Jackson, you got an 8. Ryan?
8.
Die at 20.
9.
8.9.
There's 19 on the die. Where is it? There it is. 21.
Nice. Gina?
10.
Ooh, no. But I forgot about this one because you took out Darkstar and Tiberius. You actually have advantage. So if you would like, I will say, Jackson, Sebastian, Gina, if you want to reroll with advantage because you three were the ones who failed it, basically make another roll. Because I completely blanked on the fact that you're supposed to have advantage if you manage to take out the whole luck.
26.
6.
Okay. Jackson?
It's a 3.
Oh boy. Yeah, so thank goodness for your robot friend in this case. Because you do, with that, succeed the group check.
Yay!
That was close.
Careening onwards, you get through the intersection. The vehicle's still just right in front of you. In what must now be a desperate attempt to get the hell away from you, the abduction vehicle just veers off towards the side, right towards a construction site, swerving just completely recklessly around the metal beams, then turns, and as you yourself approach, speeds up and comes at you, just barreling right towards you. Do you keep going, or do you get out of the way?
I raise a pistol and keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
When I get close enough, I want to try and leap onto the roof of the vehicle.
In this case, it's just a question of are you going towards it, or are you steering
towards
aside?
Heading toward it.
Okay. Gina, you're going towards it.
Toward-
Ampersand going towards it. Sebastian?
Towards it.
Okay. Ryan?
I've got that Seahawk pose, and I'm like going toward it. No hesitation.
Adventure!
Adventure!
Jackson's moving to the side a little bit.
Okay, so you are getting out of the way?
Yeah.
Alright. Which means I will need the remaining 4 to make either intimidation or performance checks, because you are essentially trying to convince the driver that you have more guts than he does.
Can't I
All
do
of those are so bad for me.
instead?
Not in this case. I'm sure a badass backflip or something overboarding would be intimidating.
I'm not very convincing.
Alright, 8 from Gina. Ampersand? Oh shit, 8. Oh, buddy.
Do my pistols also get to roll?
No! No, indeed not. You get hit because the driver does not turn away. You are struck on your hoverboards by a land vehicle. You all take... Oh, we got I rolled low. You all take 9 points of damage. Bludgeoning. And then with a shower of sparks and the sound of shrieking metal, the getaway vehicle then malfunctions. It barrels over, crashes directly into a steel construction beam a couple of dozen feet away. The hood of this car is just split right down the middle. In the wreckage, one of the metal poles is very visibly and very clearly fatally right through the driver. Strangely enough, Professor Oren does not seem injured or even fazed by the horrible accident at all, and after a few moments begins to flicker, and then vanishes in a flash of light. Because that hologram took away.
No! Oh! God.
Shit.
Great.
He's a decoy!
Great.
And
Wait, is Healing Horus actually dead? Or?
oh yeah,
Skewered.
that bird is dead.
Roast. Oh, the decoy. No.
So, as you pick yourselves up and get walking, you manage to follow the remaining trail of death and destruction. And you're pretty much right next to it already. You can see this goes to the spaceport. And even going at your best, you manage to get to the spaceport just in time to see a spaceship taking off. One of the security officers nearby, who is also fatally wounded among what is now clearly a rather horrific attack, points towards the fleeing spaceship, and with a last breath manages to inform you, just like, they got the professor! Get after him! And that is where we end tonight.
No! Oh, that was so good. Oh my. Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
so we've got a couple of minutes before we swap on over to Cult. Now we can breathe again. That chase sequence is one of those, okay, I love it, I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go around. We'll start on. Well, we'll just keep going clockwise as we have been for some of today, except for when initiative was happening, when it got almost switched around. So, Emilio, Tell us who you are, tell us what your favorite bit was, and tell us where we can find you and what you're up to.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Diane. This is getting very mysterious. It's very exciting. So my name's Emilio. I'm part of the Let's Roll Characters team. We have a show on YouTube where we roll random characters for role-playing games. We sort of roll the dice, figure out what the character's going to be, and then come up with a backstory for them. We did a character with Justin from Mage Press, who is part of the team that created Dark Matter, and our latest episode, which just came out today, is with Trevor Armstrong from Grim Press, and we roll a Pale Master. So if any of you played 3.5, it was one of the prestige classes then, and they've done a kind of a new version for 5th edition. And I'll link to that in the chat. Check us out.
I did enjoy the prestige classes in 3.5. That was one of my favorite things.
Nice.
Speaking of prestigious, Ryan, Jen, well, you know, you're going to do a cool hawk pose. You've got prestige going on.
All right, I'll take it. I'm Jen. I'm with Friends Who Roll Dice, relatively new channel. We're doing lots of fundraising. So this Saturday, we're doing a fundraiser for the Lebanese Red Cross, sorry. They were already in an economic crisis, a global pandemic, a major explosion. And so like a bunch of their hospitals are shut down in the middle of an increase in COVID there. So we're doing what we can to help. So stop on by. It starts 11 a.m. Pacific and goes till 8:30 p.m. Pacific. We'll see how much that we can raise in order to help them out. And then the next week from 7 to 10 Eastern, the following Saturday, I'm running For the Honor, which is totally not She-Ra. And I'm doing that for Extra Life. So those are the really important ones. And this Saturday we've got Lasers and Feelings. We've got some quests, and we've got it's called Our Queen Crumbles is the last one that we're doing, which sounds like super cool. So yeah. Also, if you like indie games and you want to like see some new games, that's another reason to stop on by. You can also see me Mondays and Tuesdays at 6, but that's way less important. Come to the fundraisers.
Yes, absolutely. Bookmark some time for that. Go. I don't really have a segue from that. So, Evan, let's talk about you for a second.
Right. Okay, cool. I'm Evan. I'm Moldy Nerd on Twitter and Twitch. I'm a baby streamer. I run my own campaigns on Friday. I love the free league systems as well. So I've been doing Tales from the Loop, Things from the Flood, and I'm awaiting the Alien RPG starter set to be posted to me, so I'm going to run some of that. Do a little bit of bookbinding as well, and yeah, that's pretty much all I do. I'm trying to be a bit more consistent with streaming, but you know, it's just one person, it's a lot. So, but yeah, definitely check out Jen's fundraiser because that's a really good cause.
Yeah, and very important right now. Celeste, you with the fancy hat.
Hi there. I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming myself, but I do a lot of showing up on other people's streams. You can catch me this coming Sunday over on the Killer GM's channel, twitch.tv/Matev7. Gonna be doing another episode of Sunset City, the Masks game that he runs over there. Might see a little bit of a guest star you guys might recognize from here on Encounter RP, but if you want to know exactly who that is, you'll have to stop on by and find out. Coming hot off the heels of a cliffhanger, so that's going to be a good time. Until then, definitely show up for EncounterCon. That's going to be a great time. And I can't really participate because I'm having my teeth out, but I'll definitely be in the audience to see what y'all get up to.
I look forward to all your painkiller-induced typings.
Gonna be good, I'm sure.
Gonna be great. Bailey, please tell us a bit about yourself.
Alright, sup? Hi, I'm Bailey Wolf. I generally don't sound like this, but whatever. You know, we get used to it. But, yeah, I'm a professional voice actress. I, stream Monday through Friday from 5 to 9 Central, which is 6 to 10 Eastern. But tonight, my group Pungeon Crawl is gonna be playing Tales from Tales from the Loop for the first time, and that's going to be starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, so, you can hang out with us. It'll be fun.
Ooh.
Wow, that needs
Also-
to get deleted real quick.
What? Just... Oh boy.
Thanks!
Well, of course that
But there are
happens.
many more exciting things.
This is why we have mods in the chat. Such things happen. Yes. Oh, Tales from the Loop system. I definitely want to get my teeth sunk into as well. As for myself, I am Diane. Such Balrog1911. Literally everywhere. I have unified all my usernames. I am now the entity known as Balrog1911. I have not done streaming here on Twitch, but I am actually planning to do that. Specifically, I want to do a run of Bloodborne with talking more about the lore instead of going, ooh, hack/combat, ooh, hardcore, because the lore in Bloodborne is fucking amazing, and I aim to tell all of you more about it than you ever wished to know, but less than you will actually want to know, because it's really wonderful. And I'm also planning to do a complete playthrough of Alien Isolation, the only game that scares the pants off me, because the idea of a xenomorph has been terrifying to me since I was 7 years old, and it has never gone away. Other horror games don't faze me. This one terrifies me. It's gonna be great. And definitely stop by here again next Wednesday. If you have been watching this on YouTube, thank you for sticking with us. Please, let us know what you thought. Tell us your favorite moment. Tell us your favorite watched roll. Because we had a few of those. We had great rolls, and then everything went to crap during the chase sequence at some point. Do stick around for Cult if you're watching, which is going to be great. It is going to be spooky. Fair warning, all kinds of content warnings, because Mitch does not go easy on the players, and Cult does not go easy on the mind. So just, well, bear that in mind. Hey! And yeah, definitely check out our Discord for EncounterCon, a weekend of games and fun. And with that, I shall bid thee adieu, good night, and see you next week for the finale, when we find out just what the hell has been happening here. Bye!